As someone who speaks to and coaches many men who are going through a divorce, one of the biggest struggles that I know they face is trying to figure out what the future will hold. Look, I'm not trying to kid anyone that going through a divorce or even a breakup of a relationship is easy. It's not, especially if it's a contentious one. And I know that from personal experience a few decades back when I was battling X1, as I call her, for years in court. I often struggled to see any light at the end of the tunnel. And I know it seems daunting, but I promise you it does get better. Much, much better, in fact, as so many men have found out. Which is why today I want to share with you my 5 unexpected perks of being single again for men. These are the very same ones that I talk about with the men who are going through a divorce or breakup, but the truth is it applies every bit as much to men who aren't in relationships or going through breakups. And these are in no particular order except the one I'm saving for last, which is, in my opinion, the best thing about being single for men. We'll get to that, but first let's look at some of the other perks. My first one, I call you being in charge. Let's face it, fellas, when we're in a relationship with a woman, it almost always becomes entirely about her. Your goals, your wants, your needs become secondary to hers, if they're even a consideration at all. Remember all those weekends spent at her friend Becky's apartment listening to them drone on about who knows what while you have to paste on a smile as you slowly die of boredom inside? No more having to spend weekends antiquing or watching yet another one of those inane movies on Hallmark that she so loves, where every woman who is looking for that perfect guy just happens to find him when she least expects it. No more dealing with any of that. You get to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, or just do nothing at all. Because guess what? No one's making plans for you anymore. You're in control of your life, and no one can do a damn thing about it. Next up, financial freedom. That old axiom that what's hers is hers and what's yours is hers exists for a reason. It's why so many married men or men in relationships are constantly checking their bank accounts, hoping they won't end up having a heart attack in the process. When you're single, your money stays your money. No more being on a first-name basis with the UPS guy as he drops off yet another mystery Amazon package. No more quick trips to Target for just one thing that somehow end up lasting 2 hours and result in you walking out with 14 scented candles, 2 more pillows to add to the 29 she's already piling up on the bed every morning, not to mention that plant she always wanted that ends up dying in a week anyway. You get to make all of the financial decisions and spend the money on what makes you happy instead of what makes her happy. And oh, by the way, it's why so many men, even when they have to pay child support and alimony, end up better off financially after the breakup, while their ex is struggling to afford her $2 chuck and food for her cat. Next up, and I know some of you guys are going to laugh and agree with me on this one, you get to eat whatever the hell you want. You want chili fries or pancakes for dinner? Go right ahead. Want to have steak or wings for the 4th time this week? By all means. No more listening to her saying, "Why are you eating that again?" or "Don't you want to try something new once in a while?" You can eat anything you want, and as an additional bonus, you don't have to put up with her stealing all the fries off your plate after you asked her if she wanted her own order and her saying, "No, I'm not hungry." Which brings us to number 4, which is life becomes a lot less stressful. The truth is, most guys have no idea how much stress they're under in a relationship until it's gone. No more dealing with her drama. No more inane questions every day like, "Do you still love me?" No more having to listen to her go on and on about what her friend Becky's husband did for her and why can't you be more like him. No more putting up with her bitching because you left a spoon in the sink or didn't put those aforementioned 29 pillows back on the bed in just the right way when you made it. All of that goes away and is replaced by number 5, and what I think is the biggest perk for men, which is peace. Sweet, glorious peace. As I said, no more fighting about the dishes. No more, "we need to talk" at 11 p.m. when you just want to go to bed. No more having to feel guilty because you just wanted 10 minutes of quiet time to yourself when you got home from your long day's work before you gave the kids a bath. It's just you, your thoughts, and peace. Sweet, blissful peace. Look, relationships can be great, but the reality is most of them aren't. For every great one, there's 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 that aren't. Your odds of finding and maintaining a great relationship these days really aren't much better than those of winning the lottery. Which is why escaping a bad one, while yes, painful at first, in the end often turns out to be the best thing that ever happened to a man. You don't have to believe me. Just go read the thousands of comments on some of my videos from men who have escaped. Hell, I'm sure some will comment on this video. And as one guy recently said to me, being single after being in a horrible marriage is like finally exhaling after holding your breath for years.